We are live, Mr. Akbar.
Hello, people,
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen. Talking about having fun.
have
We
fun.
always talk about the 5 F's, and we have been covering faith, family, finance, fitness, and now we are in the category of fun. And I'm trying to tell
Hey,
you, having it even when it ain't fun. Get it? Having fun in the sun. We
yeah.
sometimes have fun in the rain, baby.
Well, I am so excited, and I just want to say welcome everyone to our lunchtime tea talk, level up conversation, level up with the Akbars. Today, my favorite, ginger, lavender, spice. How's your tea, Mr. Akbar?
It is mighty tea-like.
Mighty tea life. I will turn the music down shortly. I just got excited because when you be talking about riding on your magic carpet, I automatically thought about Lakeside. And I wanted to play that song because it makes me think the Fantastic Voyage is like going on a magic carpet ride. Remember that? We used to do this. Be skating at the skating rink like this. Ooh, and I'm doing a V. Ooh, and now dipping, turn back. Ah, I see you on the skating rink. Don't think I don't remember.
Yeah,
You
I
did.
used to be pretty good.
You was really good, even on my birthday party. I mean, I fell 5 times. You didn't fall 1 time. And tell me, I don't want to go out there. Do you know what happened to me if I break a hip at this age? Break a hip. I wish I could show the video real quick.
You can't do it.
I can share my screen. Don't
You can't do it.
think I can, because I'll pull it up real quick.
Not without authorization.
That was a fun time, right? That was
Yeah, it was. It was really a fun time.
right before COVID. It was in January. COVID hit in March. So I was so glad that we got a chance to experience that today. But Mr. Akbar, I am ready today. I got my questions. I hope you got yours, because I'm going to go for it. We got 30 minutes.
I'm gonna ask the same questions you asked. Just
Yeah,
have fun with it.
yeah, I started a little bit early. To all our viewers, we want to just thank you all for tuning in. Last week, we were on the road. We went fish, we're having fun on the houseboat. We went fishing, just, got on it was a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. And when we was on the road, I said to my husband, husband, we forgot our lunchtime tea talk. We was having so much fun. So it is befitting that fun is the topic today, because, this is summertime now. We're getting that post-COVID. Sun is shining. People feeling real good. So several people took advantage of the stimulus. They took advantage of the PPP. They took advantage of the EIDL. So money is flourishing through homes and households. And my prayer for everyone is that everyone has a comfortable place to live. Everyone has some money that they can go out and take care of their business and their expenses, and also have some fun, honey. Because what is life if you can't throw a little fun in it? Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Akbar?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I'm going to start now because it is 12:30. And my question is, and I think I asked you about this before, talking about your magic carpet. If you would get on your magic carpet right now, especially with this song playing, where would you go today?
I would probably fly around Tanzania and look at the different waterfalls, right? And so, go over to Kenya, right? And check out the scenery there. And I just want you to know I'd be on my magic carpet, so I'll be above ground.
Yeah.
I'll see him from the air. I'll be in total control of where I go and how I go. And I'm just letting you know, as a child, man, just thinking about that. As a child, it just takes me back, because I had my picture book. It had world pictures of different countries and different cultures in that book, and even though I wasn't an avid reader, I was looking at those pictures and I was so impressed And I just got a little frustrated on occasions because my magic carpet wouldn't take me there. But guess what? Imagination did.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
And so when nothing else worked, do not ever give up on your imagination. Right? I just want you to know that. When nothing seemed to be happening, imagination that can make it all possible. And so everything that has ever exists came out the mind of man. And I just want you to always remember that as you might be experiencing some turmoil or difficulties in life, you up against a barrier that had you believing that it's not going to be okay. It's already okay. And it can be better if you go in your imagination and make it so. So, in the land of what? Everybody pack your bags.
You know what? That reminds me that I think we've been soulmates for a long time, because I remember my grandmother had a whole several volumes of encyclopedias, and I remember one, I really liked it because it had so many pictures, and I couldn't read that well as a child because there were so many words that big words, but I could enjoy the pictures. And I remember going over into Africa and looking at the elks and the gazelles, right? Aren't they gazelles? Right? Gazelles, yeah. And I remember thinking, what if I had one? You know, where would they take me? So it's great that you and I have always been on the same page, and we got on the same frequency, and then we found each other. Isn't that awesome?
That's how it worked. And so that's the whole idea behind the universal order and how it's set up. You know, but the complication is people don't believe in the power of the imagination. You see, and everything. It wouldn't be fair. And I believe in a fair God. I believe in an awesome God. And God give us these awesome ideas, right? But in our limited views, we don't think it's possible to make that real.
Mm-hmm.
But God put it in our mind. He put it in our imagination. So if I can think it and if I can believe it, I can make it be. Because you remember the words in the beginning, God said, be in my image. And God said, be, and it is. You see? And so I choose now if I want to be in God's image, and then I can take the power, empower myself to claim everything and say be. And it is. When it comes to electronics, at some point somebody said be. When it comes to automotive, somebody said be. When it comes to everything that we can visualize in this world that's not natural, like trees and those type of deals with rivers and that kind of, we know how that comes. But I'm talking about this creative stuff that man came up with, computers and that sort. Be, and it is. You see? It defied gravity. It came from the imagination. And somehow the imagination has been diminished because people don't believe that everything that you can see, all you got to do is believe it. And if you can see it and believe it, you can achieve it.
Yes.
Now, I heard somebody say recently, successful people see what they believe.
Yes.
Unsuccessful people, they only believe what they see.
Yep, and that's where that comes from. Get it, boy. Get it, boy. People having a good time. Now, see, my next question is traveling after COVID. How do you think it's going to be different traveling after COVID? And what are some of the things, and you've been open about sharing that you got your COVID shot, but what are some of the things that you think is going to change? And what are some of the things that you think people should be very mindful of?
Oh my goodness. Just still being particularly cautious. Well, I'll say, don't be careless.
Okay.
You don't have to be approaching this situation where you got to be overly cautious, but just approach it by not being careless.
Yeah. So don't be in fear. Just be
just do the natural thing that you will respect other people's boundaries. Because we know that this thing, even though it has subsided to some degree, it has not been dissipated totally.
Correct.
You got that? Subsided to some degree, but not dissipated totally. Subsided to some degree, but not dissipated. Oh man, you know what? Let me
Yeah,
take toes.
gonna take your tip. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on with my questions until you ask me one.
Well, listen, let me ask you a question. If you can get on your magic carpet, where on that magic carpet would you go?
Well, you know what? I'm so with you. I'm Serengeti all day long. Okay. However, I would stop off in Jamaica first just to say, hey, y'all, right? And then I go a little bit to Dubai because I've been saying Dubai, and I might as well go to Bali because every time I'm thinking Dubai, I say Bali. I didn't this time. However, my mom would want me to go to Costa Rica and grab her some gold because that's what she's been wanting to do for the longest. I don't know why we haven't gone there in all of our travels. God willing, we will do that one day soon. So there you go. That's me. Serengeti, Bali. Man, don't say I'll be over there go cuckoo in Nepal somewhere. Right? With those big old mountains, be with the monks, get my and my feng shui going on. But then I had to come back to the Oakland, swoop up all my family members and take them off somewhere. So yeah, don't get me started. You know, travel, I'm travel queen. I'll create an itinerary that'll knock your socks off because it's going to be plenty of time for fun. You're going to get you a nap. You can do your yada and everything else. So I got
Well,
you.
you know what? Some of the amazing places I want to travel, I'm going to need to have no socks on. So knock them off, baby. Knock them off.
I didn't say knock off no socks.
And you said I'll knock your socks off.
I said, no, that's you. I said yada.
You said, you
No, that's
knock my socks off.
That's you. Make sure you get your feet done and then.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay, we are turned up today. Again, this is Level Up Conversation, next level conversation, Level Up with the Akbar's Tea Time Talk. We got our tea. We're excited. We got Lakeside jumping off in the background. And my next question, Mr. Akbar, is generating funds to travel. How would somebody generate funds that are going to work every day, work at a 9 to 5? Of course, if you live in California, you know it's highly expensive to some. What are some of the things people can do to generate funds?
Well, they can become a business owner like I did, you know, or you can remain with the system as it is. And you know, when I was working for others, you know, I bought into the system. You know, I put my money in the bank. I had credit cards, and so my vacations, you know, was predicated on the limit on my credit cards. And what I would do every year, I would make sure I would manage my credit cards so they would be down to a place now where when I went on a vacation, regardless of what happened, I would have, you know, $15,000-$20,000 on my credit card. So, you know, that will handle most away from home emergencies as far whatever it might be, you know, like $20,000 will pretty much take care of it. It was all on the credit card. And I was going to have to, at some point, pay for that credit card. And then I was not only paying for what I used, I was going to pay a huge interest. And so that's how my life was. And so, you know, I didn't really think about it a whole lot, right? Because I hadn't gotten into any trouble with that system set up like that. But then when you get opened up to a new way of looking at life and you start looking down the wheel of the times and what if, you see, and those what if moments now can be a mind-opening experience for you, you know, an awakening, if you will, because, you know, it's like, yeah, what if my income stopped, you know, because I was dependent on somebody else to pay me. You know, and some of the times, you know, the people that was in charge would come to work and they wasn't in the best of moods. You got to tiptoe around them, you know, so your job don't be in jeopardy because I didn't have a union where I worked. But the idea about it is, you know, it was a lot of emotional stuff that went on that had a decision about what you was going to be doing with your life because somebody else was always in control. And I remember on a few occasions, I was denied a vacation that I had planned and was looking forward to. And so the financial aspect, you know, was all tied into my credit card and lifestyle. I had no worries. But now, when I look at everything, I have no worries because I'm a business owner. I'm doing it all for myself. I generate my own income. I control my own time. And money is not an issue for me because I'm on a different frequency now. I'm on a frequency of abundance. I'm no longer on a frequency of scarcity. I'm no longer concerned about what ain't. I know what is and what's going to be, baby.
Yeah.
What is and
And I like the way you talk about too. Many people travel that way on credit card. You know, they wait, they get to travel twice a year, every 6 months for 5 to 7 days. And then they find that they're paying that credit card off for 6 months to be able to travel another 6 months. And then at a high interest rate. You know, these credit cards now is up to 17% interest.
24%, sister.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to hope somebody had a little lower one, the 17. But nevertheless, that can be very taxing to a family. Because what if you need your credit card for an emergency and it's already maxed out from vacation? You know, and it always brings us back to talking about finances when we're talking about family bank. You know, create a family bank, especially on the younger generation. So as they're growing, there is money available that you can pull from to go on vacations, to do whatever you need to do. And you're actually paying yourself back on your monthly premiums, opposed to paying back the bank from a huge loan or a lot of credit card debt. So, I mean, this concept is so sometimes out of reach for so many people to even grasp it. Because sometimes when I'm sharing the information with people and they don't gravitate towards it immediately, I know they don't fully understand. Because if you fully understood this information about Family Bank, everybody would have one. So that's why I know people don't fully understand.
So let me just buy into that conversation there, Miss Rachel Agbar, because when we started off, we talked about how people had gotten away from how it happened. We're not gonna get into all those points, but the imagination and what you're talking about, the creation of a family bank, right? I mean, that's not in our imagination because now we don't use our imagination to that creative point. We use our imagination just to imagine getting by the day. We use our imagination. It's been so limited in the way that we see things now. We don't use our You remember the little kid used to come up with all kind of ideas, and like nothing was unlimited.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then you had some adult somewhere saying, "How you gonna do that?" Right?
Yeah.
You need to. You can't. Just always dumbing down,
diminishing
imagination.
Yeah.
And so when we grow up as adults, right, we only believe what we can see.
Yeah, and that's one way I do give myself a pat on the back, because anything my children ever said, and I think I get it from my mom too, because she said when me and my brother was children, she said we used to always approach her with wonders if this, wonders if that. And I don't really remember my wonders if being shut down. So it gave me the ability to soar
Yeah.
the universe. And I think that's why with my children, there's never been any inhibitions. If they bring something to me, I'm just, baby, go for it. Now, before we run out of time, I want to switch gears. And I know I'm going to watch you fall back on this one, but maybe not, because you surprise me sometimes. What do you think about mingling while on vacation?
Mingling?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, brother. You watch Stella get her groove back. I ain't talking about married folks, but I don't just like to cater to married folks. So I'm talking to everybody. What do you feel about when people mingle on vacation? You used to be a mingler before you got married. Don't play.
Well, I want to be clear about what you're talking about mingling. Because it means different things to different people. But you talking about looking for some social engagement with people that's not like you as far as gender.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, so you go on vacation and you're not necessarily looking for somebody or something, but you'd be open to it. What do you think about people wanting to mingle on vacation?
Well, normally that's why a lot of people go on vacation for that reason.
Okay. Yeah.
To mingle, to find out what they can find out.
Okay. Yeah, I met
Yeah.
a lady one time. She told me I was in Acapulco on vacation with my mom. And she first called us two live chicks until we ended up getting Montezuma's Revenge. And oh my goodness, we was out of commission for a minute. But we found this lady that was a doctor, and she gave us some Pepto-Bismol and some Imodium maybe. Oh my goodness, that got me back for like 2 hours. I was able to put on my swimsuit and go hang out by the pool. But one day she came to our room to get us, and she told me that her husband sends her on vacations and he don't go with her. He gives her money and tell her go have a good time. And you talking about mingling? She was mingling for real. I mean, you wouldn't even know she was married. So I don't know if that should have even been an appropriate question right now. But what do you think about mingling?
Well, I just tried to tell you, me thinking about mingling now is beyond my mingling capabilities, right? Because I am a happily married man,
Okay.
and mingling now for me would be tied into my business, and you would call it prospecting.
Okay.
Looking for an opportunity to give somebody an opportunity.
Okay.
Looking for sharing my blessings, with others. So, I would mingle in that way, in talking about the 5 F's, the faith that I have increased, the family values that I have increased, the finances that has increased, the fitness that has increased.
Yeah.
And now, we just have fun with life without the stress and all of that other stuff that tied me into having a schedule that served somebody else on my job in traffic. When I get to work, I had to put on my happy face because I know that traffic was grueling getting there.
Oh my God.
An hour and a half in traffic to get to work, that was grueling. And the same thing coming home from work, and then while at work, and so I went through all of those actions to make my day, suitable for me to be the provider in my household. And so that's how I lived. And I really never had the time or the imagination to go way out into the future, not even to my retirement, because I put it in the hands of somebody else and thought they was taking care of my retirement. I was just doing what I did, like living my life, and looking back on it, it was haphazard. Even though I thought it was organized and planned, my life was haphazard because it was predicated on someone else's decision. And any day, someone could have decided, and listen, we downsizing the company, and it's unfortunate, but your position is no longer required, and we're going to give you 2 weeks to sort out what you're going to do, but you're not going to be able to do it here after 2 weeks.
That's all. And you gotta laugh about it sometimes and start crying about it because this does happen, right?
It's the reality. It's the reality.
Everybody knows they have your future in their hands, and some people are so ruthless and relentless with how they utilize.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I worked for this lady, but prior to me working for her, she worked for this company, and she thought she was on her career path. She had just graduated with her BA degree. I mean, she was pretty hard to talk to, right? She bought a home, and 3 weeks after 3 weeks after the home closed, she moved in. 3 weeks after she got settled, they downsized her position.
They did it on purpose too.
Well, I don't know what the dynamics was. I know that they removed her position, which removed her job.
That was
now, Did she see that when she was going to school to get her BA to work for this organization? Then when she got her BA and got the job that she was looking for with the organization, she thought her future was secure.
Well, we kind of got away from fun now. That sounds like nice.
This is fun. I am so talking about the realities of life, right? Because it's fun to know that there is a different option for you and a way to go. Let's have some fun with it, baby. Let's have some fun with it, baby.
Oh, I don't be knowing what song you doing, sir, but let me play this song for you because as we can.
I'm just letting you know, right? I thought I was with my life. I was able to go on vacations, but when I started looking at the reality of my situation, I was like, "Whoa, man! Somebody controlling me."
Okay.
Somebody dangling me on the string, telling me when I can go and when I can't go. Even when I called in sick sometimes. You know that, you know what I was told? There was some times when I called in sick and I was told on the other end, well, we're not going to have a rough day today. So if you can just get here, and if you're feeling too bad, maybe you could leave early. You know, I was talked to like that, and I was thinking, in my dedication, that sounds like I did. That was the day that I went to work. Yeah.
I know this your song, and I thought we could end the last few minutes with this. This ain't fun either, but we started out with the fun. I know this your song.
It's all fun.
It's all fun, right?
It's all fun.
All of those was experiences that led you to the good life, huh?
I'm trying to tell you, all those experiences put you into a place where you can handle your life situation. You know it ain't true.
Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity, Ms. Rachel, to share this precious moment with you, having tea and seeing you, seeing me. Having tea and having you, seeing me.
You're welcome, Miss Agbar. I'm just ready to go on a getaway.
What's the other question?
I'm done. You didn't have any questions. So now we got 5 minutes to just enjoy this music.
I just want to ask you a question.
Okay, I'll turn the music down.
Turn it down, sister, because I want to ask you a question. Are you ready?
Am I ready for what, brother?
I'm going to ask you the question.
I'm ready.
You ready for the question?
I'm ready.
If you had to start your life all over again, starting with your husband, how would you enhance this exciting experience that you've been having so much fun with?
How would I enhance it?
How would you enhance this experience?
So I don't have any limitations?
Come on, Miss Rachel.
It's my agent calling me. Let me just tell her I'll be right back. Hold on. Hey, Angel, I'm on a live tea time talk. I'll call you back in a few minutes, okay?
No problem. I'm traveling, but I'm excited about the presentation.
I'm excited too, Queen. I'll call you right back, okay?
All right.
All right, peace.
Please.
You know what? I'm glad that you asked me that. My thing is, I think more fun should be placed in life. So I would have a bigger home that I'm working towards, because there's so many things I like to do. So I mean, like, I got my business as far as my health drink mix. I got my writing business as far as my children's books, my bio coming soon. So see, I would have different stations in my home and even though I've created that in my home now, we got 3 offices in our home, which is amazing. I would have different things that I know that would incorporate. I keep trying to build here, but I know I want a home where I can have big giant crystals in my yard. So when the sun come out in the morning, they're hitting on the crystals and lights is just going everywhere. And I have my jasmine growing, my mint growing, and my sage growing. It's just like wild, right? So you can smell it all over the land. And I'd be on vacation the majority of the time. I'd be able to hire more assistants so that I can, I try to incorporate just what we're doing a lot more traveling so that we're enjoying our life. And then we try to have, more time for each other. So I would hire more assistants so that they can do the grueling back office stuff so that me and you would have more time to do this. And with that, Mr. Agbar, any last closing words? We got about.
I just want to say, to the ears that are in shot. Hey, earshot. Get it?
Yeah. Right.
To the ears that are in shot of my voice. I just want to say thank you all, each and every one of you, for allowing us opportunity to come into your space just to share with you some of the ideas and some of the situations that we experience with our own private life. I just want you guys to know that we respect you. We appreciate you so much for giving us this opportunity. And I want to compliment me and my wife for opening up our space to share with you, each and every one of you, each and every week, Wednesdays at 12:30 as we level up in our conversation. You know why? Because we got to get back to the imagination. We got to get back to believing, right? And so now I see what I believe instead of believing what I see.
Amen.
And so don't restrict yourself. And every time there is an idea for you, you think about whether or not you believe it only because you see it,
Yes.
or you see it because you can believe it.
And your
Go ahead on with it, Rachel.
future is so bright that you're going to need some sunglasses, because next we are actually going on Clubhouse. We're going to have a specific topic on Clubhouse, which is, can I retire if I don't have a 401k? A lot of people don't know and have not thought about and are thinking about, well, how are they going to survive from ages 68 to 90 if you were to be blessed to live that long? Do you have a future in place? Do you have a plan in place for that future? Because if you're earning at least $50,000 a year right now, and that income is going to be cut more than half when you get between 68 and 90, are you prepared to move into that future? Right? So many people move out of their home, get rid of their business, and all of that when they retire, because they realize they no longer can afford the lifestyle that they were living before their income got cut in half. So if you're working really hard in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s to build, please make sure you have a plan in place that you can maintain everything you're building, so that you don't have to get rid of or let go of everything that you worked so hard for, so you can continue to have fun, right? And we want to just say goodbye to everyone. Next level conversation, level up bars, lunchtime tea talk. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at the top.
Thank you, folks.
Good afternoon, Mr. Akbar. I know you want to join and keep the fun going. I know it.